Alright, what's up? Let me change my mic thing real quick. I think this actually will fix my mic issue, but, okay, yeah. I need to get an attention getter for this video, but anyways, I was wrong about, I guess that you can say I was wrong, because I thought I was going to hit 3,600, like, right now, and we aren't there, basically. And I guess I'll give my insights about it, because basically I was saying that, I guess I'll use this later, but I was saying that if it broke like this level of demand, then my whole ideas would be blocked, because I thought it was doing like some volatility contraction thing for an ultimate move up. But there, like, something wasn't fully settling with me, because there were some statistics about October, especially the second half of October, being pretty bad. If there's a good June, July, August, and September, which all of those 4 months were good. So I was thinking that this might not be happening, just because October shouldn't be that good. So the volatility contraction upward didn't make too much sense from like a statistic standpoint. And you can argue it made sense from a sentiment standpoint, but just the statistics didn't really back it up. And maybe the sentiment was kind of wrong. I don't really know. So this obviously didn't play out as I expected. But luckily I was just in cash, so I just missed the run up, which wasn't too bad. And, you know, sometimes you have to play protective. Yeah. But where do I think Bitcoin is gonna go now? And it's kind of gonna sound bad, but I really do like this. I guess you can make the argument that this is pretty bullish, and you would kind of be right. I mean, there's really no reason to be bearish, but and like, yeah, we did have this huge scare in the SPY, right? And we've been climbing, you know, the wall of worry, right? Like, we've just been climbing it. So being bearish right now seems to be pretty dumb, but we have the government's shutdown, right? And everyone is saying how that's historically bullish for the markets, right? Now since we're in the first day of October, I've seen so many posts of saying it's Uptober, right? And how October is really good, which it is. Like, I think it's one of the better months, but basically there are some statistics that say otherwise under certain conditions, but that could be like overfitting past data, blah blah blah. But something to think about, right? But one thing I'm gonna point out that I think is more important is the volume of this move up. So if we look at all of the past like bull runs, I guess you can say, like, this spike up had volume, right? Like, it had this volume right here. This spike up here in November 24 had volume, right? And then ever since then, we've kind of just like, we've really been like, there's been no volume whatsoever. So for people to say that like we peaked at 110, right? And then we've kind of grinded up to 112, but I don't think that's a new cycle high. Like, I really do think we've just been kind of consolidating here. And sure, we made all-time highs in this consolidation, but there isn't really much volume. So I don't really think it's the next move up, kind of, if that makes any sense. And I think there will be a, like historically there's like scares before the next big move up, right? Like here, like, people would have definitely bought in here, and then they capitulate here, right? Then you go run up, people probably buy here, maybe here. Like, I don't know if you would buy here after you bought this. You see what I'm saying? So then they think this is like this, and then they probably buy somewhere here, then they capitulate here, right? Then there's this huge run up, they buy up here, then they time capitulate over here, right? Then you have this run up, right? They buy in here, they capitulate here, and now we've slowly been grinding up, and like the thing is, like, where are we now? Like, when, I guess you could just buy in back here, but this just seems like a whole big consolidation, in my opinion. With like a scare here, then you have all-time highs, people buying in here, then they might get scared here. Like, it's just a whole bunch of nothing, kind of. And again, with this, like, you can zoom in and you'll be like, oh, this was a big volume day, and like I guess you can say that, right? But look, this had like 8K and then it dumped the next day. This has 10K. Who says it can't dump the next day? I'm not gonna say it's gonna dump tomorrow, but like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, if this is truly the next leg up, and I do think the next leg up may be like one of the final euphoric legs up. So I do really think before the next euphoric leg up, there should be a shakeout. Like, there's always a shakeout, and this does not seem enough to be a shakeout, right? Like, you had this time capitulation here, you had these like sharp like percentage based capitulations here, like just a 20% drop off of Bitcoin in like a day. See what I'm saying? Like, and then you had this like from 40K to 38K, that's like a 30% drop, right? And then you had the run up, but it's like, and then here you had the time capitulation, right? Here you had a scare, but this, like, I guess you can make the argument 108 to 73, that's a 30% pullback. And then we've just been doing a bunch of nothing here. But I really do think before the next like run up, like before the immediate run up, there is some type of scare. You know what I mean? Like, you could argue that this is a scare that makes people sell out, and then they're bearish all the way up here. And there's really nothing to make people bearish right now, I don't think. But I do think if we maybe break 108K and maybe go to 98K, that would scare people a bunch. And then we run up to 140 or whatever, right? It's just an idea. Like, right now, I do not think we're gonna confidently make all-time highs. Maybe we can wick above, but I do think ultimately we probably should be going back down just to scare people before the euphoric run. And the thing is, I could be wrong. Maybe we have a euphoric run now. I think a lot of people are positioned for this, but I could be wrong. Yeah. And to back up my theory a bit more, if you look at altcoins, this is even more present. Like, look at Ethereum during this entire like run up. Like, you had volume here, you had volume here, and you had rising volume right before this, right? Like 230, like 230 days, right? So you buy here, you see what I'm saying? And then here you had 300 days, right? 300K Ethereum traded on this like massive update. And then here you have 150K. You see what I'm saying? Like 150K, but the sell here was 280K. I think this run up is kind of fake. I don't think there's much volume to support this, although I didn't predict something like this happening. But this whole thing does seem fake. Where is it going to go down from now? I mean, ultimately, my base case is that it will probably touch the bull market support band and scare people before like a run up. How is it going to touch the bull market support band? I don't know. How far is it going to go down? I don't know. I mean, my base case is the bull market support band, at least, right? Like, at least, in my opinion. It could go down more. I don't like, just because the bull market support band is like a significant drop, in my opinion. So it's like wicks down to the bull market support band, I would say indicate fear and sentiment, right? So like, you're either measuring like uneasiness or you're measuring like fear and stuff like that. Like, you look at here, we were at the bull market support band like right here, and then we dropped like wick below it and stuff like that. I feel like this is like time capitulation and stuff like that. this would be like drop capitulation, just stuff like that, if that makes any sense. And Ethereum hasn't had anything like that. So whether it's like a time capitulation or a drop capitulation, I do think some type of capitulatory event is going to come, especially when people are saying government shutdowns are historically bullish and it's October, right? But could be wrong. I was wrong about my previous assessment because I did not think we were going to get this green candle. I thought we were going to go down from here. So this bounce has been way more than I expected, honestly. But that's why you kind of just, you either just like hold cash or you hold SPY, and you don't do any lever and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like the SPY also looks pretty, like it looks good, but just the sentiment and stuff like that, I'm not sure. Like I really do think maybe some small distribution could happen and then maybe a final leg up or something. I don't know. Like, because if you really look at this, it does seem like it's kind of fusing out. I guess it looked like it was fusing out here. But yeah, I mean, I guess the SPY looks fine, but like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then the VIX, it's been having this pretty good basing pattern in my opinion, and it's been making higher lows basically. And I think it will eventually, like sometime in October, spike up pretty high for a scare, and then that would kind of be what sends crypto down. But I don't really know. My biggest indication is the low volume. I mean, if like Solana, Ethereum were to go up and, you know, have like a 300K volume day, which it should be if it's actually making like new cycle highs, then I'm wrong again, which is fine. But if it just keeps going up with like super low volume, I'm not sure how I feel about this. It seems fake to me. It seems like a lot of people are cautious and another drop would capitulate people. That's kind of my idea, right? Because basically these Bitcoin drops to 108K have been really hurting altcoins. So like, let's say it dropped to 108K again, like all of these low volume participants might turn into high volume sellers. Like there's a lot of people on the sidelines right now, and I think a lot of people are kind of scared right now. And like if, like, well, even if it goes to 4,600 and then, you know, sharply goes down, I think there will be some capitulatory event. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know where that's going to happen. I don't know what the bottom is going to be, but I do think it should at least hit the bull market support band, right? At the very minimum. If it wants to be pretty, it could hit like 3,600 around this area, but I don't really know. Yeah, that's that. I am definitely keeping my eye out. I really do think this area would be good. So there is some like demand here. And I think eating all of this demand to scare a bunch of people would be the best scenario. And if it breaks through this, I really do think it, like maybe it wigs down to 2,700 and then immediately bounces up. But I don't not see that playing out, but there is very little volume here, which is, I found very interesting. But yeah, that's about it. Just a quick video. I was wrong, I guess, but I still am remaining like macro bullish, but micro bearish. Just because of the sentiment stuff, because of the volume and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Blah, 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 blah.